And these weren't expensive, but it feels like you have an expensive pen in your hand because the weight is there. It looks sleek, like the design is really cool. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Is It Worth It, where I go around the world and the internet looking for art supplies to make your life just a little bit more easy, or for you to like the craft just this much more. Now today we're going to do something a little bit different. Like, we really normally jump into art supplies, a lot of markers and, paints and stuff like that we try and do to really push the idea of markers. But today we're going to go to a pen. I want to try some pens as well because, sometimes as an artist you just want to use a regular pen, right? And I saw that Sharpie has done an S-Gel pen. So, we do a lot of Sharpie stuff. I know I use Sharpie for a lot of different things, and we recently had a Sharpie, we did a Sharpie video for the creative line, and so I saw these and was like, you know what, let's see if this pen is any good, because I'm always looking for a really good pen to do quick sketches when I'm out and about, just something that'll flow really nicely, have a nice pigment and stuff like that, and you can do a lot of cool stuff with. Now, you can do some great stuff with ballpoint pen, but sometimes, just having something a little bit different. So we're going to try these out and see what we can get from it. So come on, let's go check them out. All right, so we have a regular chipboard box with a peekaboo screen, which I think is always fun so that you can actually see what you're looking at. I like this design for the box. It's really nice, very graphic, so it's really cool. No smear, no bleed technology, black ink. It's a 0.7 millimeter. It says it's got a metal barrel. Let's see, the power of Sharpie now in a gel pen. Sleek metal barrel, durable metal clip, comfort grip, no smear, no bleed technology for exceptional writing experience, always vivid writing with intense bold ink color. So, the product contains a wax tip seal to prevent damage during shipping. Nice. Okay. So, we got two pens, and you know what? Let's just crack it open and find out. Oh no, not the super. I was like, oh no, I really do. You know what? Where are my scissors? Okay. Because there you go. Those security stickers are something else, man. Right, and then they have paper locked in. My goodness. All right. So there you go. There's the pen. Only need one. Ooh, that's got some weight to it. Okay. That's nice. I like the pens that make it feel as though, you have a utensil in your hand. It's definitely got a metal barrel, which is nice and sleek. That's a really nice feeling pen. The comfort grip is good. It's actually kind of bowed out, so it's got a nice rest for your fingers on there, so that's cool. The clip is very sturdy, right? Right. So now, granted, normally I'm the one that breaks these off, but because this is nice and sturdy, I'll probably just leave it. Wax, no less than the wax tip, so we'll pop that off. But this, it feels real nice. It feels like a really nice pen. And these weren't expensive, but it feels like you have an expensive pen in your hand because the weight is there. It looks sleek, the design is really cool, and it's just Sharpie S-Gel, right? That works nice and easy, very easy stuff. The pen looks like it's nice and sturdy, so let's just jump into it. So, as normal, Strathmore 300 series Bristol Smooth, and we're just gonna kind of see what happens here. Okay, we gotta. Oh, okay. I was gotta get it going first. It seems like. But man, once you get that going, it's very smooth, and it is very vibrant. It's a vibrant black, so I like that. But see, still, there's times where it's it thinks about wanting to do ink. So it's right, like once you get it going, it's definitely got a very nice flow to it. Like it's a very nice, it seems like a very nice pen, right? Like that's nice. I mean, outside of some of the places where the ink just decided it didn't want to go anywhere, but it stays wet for a very long time. Wow, look at that. Like we drew that a long time ago. Look at that. That's not fun. Right, look at that. Like I'm still just pulling off ink from this. What about over here? Use a different finger. Okay, so those are, no, see, it's still, see? So I know that it's supposed to be a gel pen, but they just told me that it's a no smear, no bleed, and I left these alone. It was like I left these alone and smeared all over the place. And in random places too. Just decided it was gonna smear. So that's not fun. But the flow is really nice to where you could get something really quick in here. Right, so I think you could do some interesting, quick scribbles at work. All right, you want to just kind of come in and draw a couple things. You could, because the one thing that I have to give it is that the ink flow on this it's crazy, right? Like it just stays with you no matter what, and I like that. So being able to just kind of come in and scribble is really cool, right? And it's super intense, so you got a nice intense color. So that's really cool. Like I like that. I do. I don't like the fact that it smears, right? Like it just, and this was better than, still, I mean, this was better than whatever happened here. So it smears just a little bit, but this was, I don't even know what that was all about, but because I can come in here and it's not, right, it's not doing the same thing. So that's good. That's nice. But let's see. We're just gonna draw a couple lines here real quick. Grab some random colors. Get some random, it's not random. We're gonna grab all yellows. Right, we're gonna grab all our yellows. So we're gonna grab ink yellow, company ink. So it's ink. Line them up with hoo-hoo. Then aqua, might be dead. Ooh, does not necessarily like the aqua one. Touch marker, and then finally, very light Olo. Very light yellow. All right, so you know what? This ink really holds up. So you can draw stuff and then put your color, your marker right on top of it. The only one that had an issue was the aqua one, and that's a watercolor brush, watercolor marker. So, that's why that one is called aqua for a reason, right? And so it doesn't like watercolor, or it doesn't like water-based markers, so it smears that out. But the alcohol-based markers, no problems whatsoever. And I mean, and we even got this very, very light yellow, which means there's all kinds of acetone in there to make that happen, and nothing. So that's really cool, right? So you could come in, let's take this hoo-hoo one, right? If we were to make yellow guy, if we just wanted to come in and just hit it with a little bit of color, you can actually come in and not have to worry about it smearing out. So that's actually really cool little thing that you can do, right? So you can actually grab just a little bit of color, right? If you're trying to just do some quick sketches, you got some ideas that you're trying to do, some concept work, right? And you're just like, I just want to throw in some color. But if you've ever used like a ballpoint pen, you've done some sketches like light drawing or anything like that, and then you try and put marker over top of it, it just smears. Like there's nothing you can do. Like it dries and you could leave it there for like ever, and you came in with an alcohol marker and it would just pull up that ink. But this Sharpie does not do that, except for whatever this was. So let's try that again. Let's make some straight lines. Right, we're gonna make some straight lines, and then we're gonna see if that, let's see, okay, so it doesn't, maybe that was a fluke, like, I don't know, maybe it was just deciding how to flow. So I guess once you get it going, because we had a couple mistakes with ink flow and it didn't want to work, but then, this was really concerning. Like this really kind of freaked me out, because I was like, that's not supposed to be doing that. But I think it was just ink trying to get ready to do stuff, because that no smear technology is definitely in full effect at this point, right? And even when it was here, I was like, oh, that's not really smearing a lot. And so I think you really just have to get this pen going, right? So go ahead and start writing and drawing and stuff like that ahead of time, and then you won't have this going on. I think it was just some ink. No, see, like at the edges there. So if there's a little bit of ink, so when it pools a little bit, like it pools at the end, yeah, so then it stays wet a little bit longer. You can really see it there. So it'll stay a little bit wet. But, when I was doing the writing, if I gave it like a second, it would have dried and there would have been no problem. So I guess the takeaway from that is like, if you are going to use these pens, which are really nice, these are some really nice pens, is that you will have to let the edge dry out before you start doing any type of marker with it. All right, so we just got done reviewing the Sharpie S-Gel Pen, and you know what? I like this pen. I think that this is actually worth it. Once it got started, and if you let it dry, like you got to give it a little bit longer than, it's kind of like a fine liner. So when you make the line, you kind of got to give it a second to dry. But once you do that, it's absolutely fantastic. Like it doesn't smear, and you can actually put marker on it, which is, for me, probably the biggest thing out of like a click pen to actually have, is that I can actually do some quick drawings, some quick sketches, and then I can put marker on top of it without it actually just smearing and pulling all the ink. Because if you use a ballpoint pen, which is normally what you can do, you do the light sketches and stuff like that, the minute you put alcohol-based marker on it, it just pulls it, and it incorporates it, makes it look really ugly, and it's not a good sight. But these, they are really nice. So I probably am gonna use this marker for when I'm doing gestures and I'm doing those 30-second, 1 minute, 2 minute gesture drawings. I can use this because the ink flow was nice from start to finish. You had constant flow once you warmed it up, right? Because you saw when we started, it didn't really do very well. But once we started and once it warmed up and we had the ink flowing and stuff like that, it was absolutely fantastic from start to finish. So these are absolutely 100% worth your time. They are worth it. I would definitely go check out the Sharpie S-Gel Pen. So that wraps up today's episode of Is It Worth It? I hope that you got some type of information that will help you out in the future. If you have any suggestions for art supplies or materials that you'd like me to do a review on, please drop me a comment below and I will add it to the list. If you're new to the channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell so that you get notified every single time that I drop new content. Thank you all so very much, and I will see you at the next episode.